people without court ways, but there's nowhere to use them, and now it's too late. And they curse on the one who uttered the phrase, resettlement now while resettlement pays. He sits on the dock and he looks across the bay and watches his memories as they pass on the waves. And he wonders what cards fate might have dealt if he'd told those officials to go straight to hell. 'Cause you can't take a man from the soil where he grew, lest you know how to solace his mind when you do. And for God's sake, don't say how much greener's the grass, 'cause those uprooted people saw it wither too fast. You can launch a house easy and tow it away, but the home doesn't move, it continues to stay. And the dollars you make, sure they'll keep you alive, but they won't soothe the heart and they can't ease the mind. He spits on the plank and the memories roll. The spring sun is shining, there's a lop in the cove, and the shoreline is dotted with lobster pot boys, but his boat's full of weeds and there's tears in his eyes. Don't take a man from the life that he knows and tear up his roots and expect him to grow, 'cause if he's unwillingly forced to decide, he'll move without leaving and never arrive. Don't take a man from the life that he knows and tear up his roots and expect him to grow. And for God's sake, don't say how much greener's the grass, 'cause those uprooted people saw it wither too fast. Those uprooted people saw it wither too fast.
I remember the time when my grandpa and I would sit by the fire at night, and I'd listen to stories of how he once lived by the glow of the kerosene light. By the glow of the kerosene light. He said Mom and Dad sent me off to school, where I learned how to read and to write. And they listened for hours as I read from my books by the glow of the kerosene light. By the glow of the kerosene light. Your grandma and I, we were wed at 16. Lord, she was a beautiful sight. And as proudly I placed the ring on her hand by the glow of the kerosene light. By the glow of the kerosene light. About 1 year later, your daddy was born, and your grandma held my hand so tight. Oh, I can't tell the joy as she brought forth new life by the glow of the kerosene light. By the glow of the kerosene light. But having her child, it did weaken her soul. She just wasn't up to the fight. But she looked so peaceful, she went to her rest by the glow of the kerosene light. By the glow of the kerosene light. Then as now, the times they were hard. To succeed you would try all your might, and sometimes love.
It originally was called Point Enrage, E-N-R-A-G-E-E, French name. So I'm assuming it must have been either settled by the French initially, or they used it as a fishing port or something. But we changed it. Over the years, someone changed it to Point Rosie. I don't know how. I do know that the first recorded family, I think, that settled there were the Wallers. It was through like 2 periods of resettlement, basically. Probably more than that, but two died in the wall. In the mid-50s, some people moved out, like Frank Hardiman, and then moved to Garnish. George Hardiman and them.
I remember that.
They all moved up from Point Rosie, right?
Yeah.
And there were some others too. And then there was about a span of about 10 years when there was no one moved. It was, the community was stabilized, and then people started moving again. Did not move at once though. It was like a trickle, and it picked up speed. Like Arch Keynes moved up there, Garnish, right? Max May moved to Garnish, and then when in the mid '60s, late '60s, when the fish plant opened in Marystown and the shipyard opened up and the Wee Scotland Vocational School opened up, that's when the younger people started going, because there's opportunity there. And see, the problem with a place like Point Rosie was the same problem that rural communities are having today. It's the same problem. Nothing to work at.
Right.
If you didn't go fishing, you didn't do anything. And surprisingly, even though it was primarily a fishing community, there was not a lot of people in Point Rosie that went fishing. A lot of them went away to work. My father went fishing, Jim Strawberry's, maybe 7 or 8 there probably. And went fishing. The rest of them went away. Like Lyman Keeping and Max May, all these guys went away to work. But it was the same problem that, and so when opportunities started knocking at Marystown, and the government started offering you money to move, well obviously for people that were gone all year, what a chance. So they decided to move, right? And when the community moved in '69, when the last family moved there was only 8 families left there. 8 or 9 families, I think that was always left there. There wasn't very many.
Okay.
And all this, by that time, you couldn't get a teacher to go there. Post office, I think Malcolm Murray had moved to Grand Bank by then. I think the post office had been closed, so we said to come Garnish for a mail in boat, which was it just couldn't exist there. I think if it would have had a road connecting it, say, over to Rid Arbor that way or up to Garnish, I think it could have existed a little bit longer, because people would not have been so inclined to move, because you could have commuted to work. And I think if there had been a road there, I think today you would have seen people going back there, because the tendency is now is going back to their country, right? Especially if older people retire, But it's no different. Like I said, rural Newfoundland today is having the same problems that rural Newfoundland always had and always will have. It's because people went back there over the years and built cabins there. Right now, I think it's about 13 cabins there. But we'll still keep going back there till we can. It keeps the memory alive a little bit. But I'm sure there'll be people going back there for a good many years yet.
But sometimes dreams died by the glow of the kerosene light. By the glow of the kerosene light. by the glow of the